Ukrainian military leaders are promising more attacks on Russian targets as they say they're getting better at identifying the enemy's locations. The latest is a strike on the town of Chulakivka in the Kherson region, which Ukraine says killed or wounded 500 Russian troops. Meanwhile, the Russian Defense Ministry says Ukraine was able to target a military barracks in the Donetsk region because soldiers there were using their cell phones. Moscow says 89 people were killed in that attack, but Ukraine puts the death toll in the hundreds. Ukraine also claims it destroyed an ammunition warehouse in a strategic hub in the eastern Luhansk region. A local official says they watched Russian forces moving in weapons and vehicles for 2 weeks before they struck. Well, let's go live now to London and CNN's Claire Sebastian. Good morning to you, Claire. So what more are you learning about Ukraine's attacks on Russian forces in both Chulakivka and Makivka?
So these are two attacks, Rosemary, which appear to have happened a day apart, which reveal potentially a similar strategy of hitting locations where a lot of troops and a lot of equipment were concentrated. But they're different in the sense that when it comes to the attack in Makivka, Russia is admitting a death toll. It's increased the death toll to now 89. Ukraine, meanwhile, had claimed that 400 Russian soldiers were killed and around 300 wounded. They now say they're clarifying that. We don't know exactly what the numbers are as of yet. It seems that perhaps the rubble is still being picked over in that region, but very unusual, one, for Russia to admit that any of its soldiers were killed, and second, for Ukraine to claim responsibility for a major strike. It does not tend to do that. When it comes to Chulakivka, that's in the Kherson region, just in the Russian-occupied territory, just across the river from Kherson, where it retreated from in November. Russia is not saying anything about this. The only information we have now comes from the Ukrainian side, where they say around 500 Russian soldiers were killed or wounded. So 2 episodes that reveal perhaps a Ukrainian strategy to try to break the deadlock on these front lines, but the information flow around them is quite different at this point.